I think with Coach Hartley, one day, he obviously got it from Ryan Fitzpatrick, who I claim is my uncle sometimes, and some people believe me, but Coach Hartley started it, and Coach Coley carried it on during a practice or something. When I made a grab, I stuck out my hand and just prayed that the ball would stick, and it stuck. So from there, he's been calling me Fitzmagic.
You sound like you're not sure whether it's justified or not. You think it's justified?
No, it's justified. It's justified.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you take out of the Vanderbilt game?
I think there was a bunch of takeaways, positive takeaways. I saw us running the ball really well. I saw each position group, the leader stepping up, and we did what we were supposed to do. We came out strong. We could have continued throughout the second half, got stopped on a few third and fourth downs, but there was a lot of takeaways, stuff to improve on that we are working on in this practice.
We hear that the tight end is a tough position because you guys have to know what everybody's doing. Just how complex was what Vanderbilt was doing with their fronts? How challenging was that for Jake to get everybody in the right play and in the right protections?
I'd say for Jake it was easy because Jake's a genius with that stuff. But for me, just being my first time, it was a little bit more challenging. So just spending more time in the film room, just watching extra film as much as I can, seeing where they spike in or out and stuff like that.
What are you looking forward to most coming back to Sanford Stadium for the first game?
Probably just running out there. It's been a year, so just running out there, seeing all the fans, being able to put up a good performance for all the Dog fans that come out every single day. I mean, they traveled well to Vanderbilt, and now we get to play in front of all the fans, 93,000, so it's exciting.
So on the practice field, when you're working with the offense, so what's something unique about us that's
As a unit, I'd say.
I'm talking about us. Stetson.
Stetson Bennett, and he's a baller. He can move. He can throw the ball well. It's fun playing with him because he loves the tight ends just as much as Jake does. They always favor the tight ends, it seems like. So it's fun. It's fun playing with him.
So does he have do you have like a crazy memory or something of him out there at practice?
I'd say just there's been countless memories of him throwing the ball over the middle, trusting me, trusting Wolf, trusting Charlie, instead of throwing it to the wide receiver. And I always love that about him. He'll just throw it up to the tight end, and he says we have to go make the play, and we do. So
You play some special teams to it. What special teams units are you on?
I'm on field goal right now.
Field goals, what one you're on? Tight ends are interesting. There were three of y'all that went to Vanderbilt. Obviously, you have more tight ends than that. I assume they'll get a chance maybe to get some work this week. What can you tell me about the other guys working at your group, Goad and Brett?
Goody, Brett, Peyton Mercer, Colby Wyatt, Mitchell Lawrence. They're all playing really well right now. They're competing every day. Like last year, it was similar for me, learning from Jackson and Isaac and all them. And now I feel like I can help them, teach them. So they're coming in, I'm meeting with them, talking to them about certain routes, certain blocks, how to take certain steps on blocks, and I feel like I'm helping them a lot.
Kirby was saying yesterday about the time that you had on a scout team and how that was beneficial on your end. What type of things do you remember from that experience?
From scout team, there was so many memories lining up against Led or D-Walk. Sometimes at tackle. I'd say for a couple of weeks I was at tackle, right tackle. But just learning how to pass set, learning how to run block and stuff like that. The more physical aspect of football. And then from a route running aspect, just running against D-Bake and all the good linebackers that we've had. I just learned so much last year.
How easy is the buy-in for that, I guess? I mean, is it kind of a thing where you're like, oh man, I gotta go on the scout team, like, so that's I'm not in the game and in the rotation, or no?
I feel like you can take two approaches. Like you said, you can say, oh man, I'm on a scout team, or you can take the other approach where you can buy in and say this is all for the team, which is what I tried to do. And if I'm going at my hardest every single day, that's going to make the linebackers, the safeties, the defensive linemen better. So.
Can you see where did working at Kirby mentioned you played some tackle for a while because they were low on numbers. Do you think that actually helped you in your pass protection a little bit?
I definitely think. I mean, if you're going against DeAndre Walker every single day, him coming full speed at you, eventually you're going to get better. So I think just doing that every single day, I probably did that for 4 or 5 weeks. And I'd say the first week I was like, oh man, right tackle, I hope they don't switch me to full-time right tackle. But I started to buy in, and it definitely helped me with pass sets. So.
I was going to ask you, did you ever worry at someone, hey, they're trying to make a tackle out of me?
Actually, one time Kirby showed a clip in a team meeting, and he was like, don't get too good at this. And so I didn't want to get too good at it.
Going back to scout team, like in terms of Kirby's approach to that, though, I mean, is that something when other coaches were recruiting from high school, is it something that did they ever mention in terms of how you might start out there? Is his kind of approach unique in terms of how he brings scholarship guys on the scout team and plays them there and trusts that experience?
I don't think necessarily Kirby mentioned, okay, you're going to be on this. I think fall camp's kind of indicative of where you're going to be.
Okay.
And after that, they'll kind of decide where you're going to be. And then you're faced with am I going to buy in, or I'm going to kind of mess around? I'm not going to lock in for the defense. So.
How's Wolf fit in? When he came out here, he seemed kind of short to the point. I mean, is he kind of loosened up with you guys yet? How does that room work?
I live with Eli, and he's a funny dude. Well, on the football field, he's fast, obviously, he's strong, he's quick. But off the field, he's a funny guy, and he's one of my best buddies.
You mentioned the quarterbacks having confidence in the tight ends in practice. How do you expect that to translate to the field come the rest of the season?
I think if we run our routes the right way, if we run the right depth and everything, then they're going to get us the ball if they have a certain read. So.
John, can you talk about how that competition works? I mean, you're roommates with a guy that you compete with. I mean, how does that work at Georgia as far as competitors on the field, friends off the field? How would you explain that?
I'd say both Eli and I and Charlie are competing to push each other, and not necessarily I'm competing against him. There's no individual aspect of it. It's just all for the team, and that's what I like about this place. If you go to any position group, you're going to see that no one's against one another. And he's pushing me. He's telling me what to do on a certain play, and I can help him on a certain play and stuff like that. So.
Todd Hartley, what's the most unique thing about him? Because he just seems like a different guy. He seems like a fiery ball.
Yeah, he is a fiery ball. The most unique thing about him is when after practice, when we call it up, and then we'll go into little position group call-ups, and you'll see him on the other side of the field, 100 yards away, after a sweaty day of practice, and we have to go sprint around, and he starts running around the field, and we got to chase him down. So that's probably the most unique thing.
Going back to quarterbacks, Nathan Priestley being the third string guy, a guy that not many people know about. Kirby was saying a couple weeks ago how useful of an asset he is to the offense. What can you tell me about that?
He's definitely coming here. He came in, I think, early July. And
Yeah.
He's learned the playbook really fast. He throws the ball well. He moves well. He's making checks at the line. So he's right there with all the other quarterbacks, and he's doing a great job.
Any more questions?